Welcome to Granny Peach's Kitchen with Chris and Blair.
Today we're making some dressing
with broth from the turkey.
Yeah.
Okay, family, we're going to make some Aunt Jemima buttermilk cornmeal mix. This one has everything already in it. It's complete. So all you do is follow the directions on the back, and it'll basically tell you to do milk and eggs and a little oil. But that's the cornbread mix that I use for my cornbread for the dressing. I'm going to use the Montreal steak seasoning, the black pepper, a little seasoning salt, garlic powder. We're going to use garlic cloves, and we're going to use onion, bell pepper, and celery. The celery I have is frozen. I cut it up already. And then we're going to use mushrooms. That's optional, up to you. But we're going to use a few garlic cloves in this. We're going to use cream of mushroom soup. We're going to use 2 cans of that. We're going to use a Lipton onion soup mix. I like Pepperidge Farm herb seasoning and the sage onion. You can use whatever kind of breading you like. I usually crunch them up. This time I didn't. I will from now on. Or another thing I like is the Pepperidge Farm Italian seasoning. I'll use that if I can't find either one of these, or it's not a holiday and I just want some dressing. I'll use those as well. We're going to wash up the vegetables and we're going to cut them up, chop them up. I want you guys to do the same. I'll have all of the ingredients, and we're also going to use butter for the dressing. I will have all of the ingredients in the description, and you can go from there with it. And thanks. See you in a little bit. Okay, guys, so I brought my turkey neck and my little giblets and liver over here to boil for the inside of the dressing. It is sage in there. I just sprinkled sage, seasoning salt, garlic powder, and a little bit of Montreal steak seasoning. And this I will not be using the actual pieces that I put in there, just the broth from off of it and some onion pieces. This all will go into my, I'll just cook it down for about an hour or so. It'll cook about maybe a third of the liquid that I have on here. It'll take that off, and then I'll mix that with 2 Lipton onion soup mix and use it over in my dressing with some butter. And of course I'm going to saute my vegetables, which will be mushrooms, which is optional, bell pepper, onion, and celery. And I will be using some Pepperidge Farm bread crumbs and some cornbread that I made yesterday. So we'll be back. Okay, guys, I'm putting a little black pepper in this, in my sauteed vegetables. You can sprinkle as much as you want or as less as you want. It's up to you. We have garlic in there, but I still put a little garlic powder in there. I'm going to put a little seasoning salt in there as well. Okay, guys, I showed you the cornbread, the Aunt Jemima cornbread, the buttermilk. You just make it like she tells you with the 2 cups of Aunt Jemima cornmeal. You make it exactly like she says it, and then we're going to go ahead with the rest of this dressing. Here I took some of the turkey broth from the one we boiled, from the neck and the gizzards and whatever, and the liver, and I mixed it with 1 can of cream of mushroom and a Lipton onion soup mix pack. And I'm going to pour this over in the 2. Guys, I just thought about it. I can use the rest of whatever is left to make my gravy. So I'm going to use 2 cans of cream of mushroom, which is what I usually do. But I was trying to be a little lazy. It's getting late. I'm getting tired, and I'm the only one here that really eats dressing. I have to send it over to my mom. So I'm going to go ahead and make the gravy while I'm at it. Right here in the same pot. We're going to knock that right on out. So whatever is left, it'll be, you know, thick enough for the gravy. I'll let it simmer down until it's done from there. So I'm gonna, let me turn this back on because I turned it off. But I gotta turn it back on so that the cream of mushroom thins out a little bit, and as it sits and cooks, it'll thicken back up because the cream of mushroom soup is made with a lot of flour. So there you have it. And when you see me next, I'll be pouring everything, mixing everything up together and plating it in my container to put in the oven. You can use any Pepperidge Farm or any no name brand, whatever breadcrumbs you like, but these are the two that I like, the sage and onion and the classic stuffing, the herb seasoning. So I just, depending on how much I use, how much I want or need or whatever, that's how I use it. I'll pour some in of each and then go from there. I may use more, I may use less. I'll put those in, mix them up real good, and then the next I'll go ahead and mix in the vegetables and then the broth, and then I'll put it in the container to go in the oven. You just mix these all up real good, continuously breaking the cornbread down. Sorry about all of the noise. I think I want some more of the herb seasoning in here. So basically between the two, I'll probably use one container between the two, not two containers. I mean, unless I wanted to make more stuff, and you can stretch it as much as you like. But that's stretching it enough for me. Like I said, I'll probably end up freezing half of this anyway. These are the vegetables, the onions, garlic, bell pepper, and celery. Mix it in real good. Make sure it's in every part. And if you stretch it more, you got to use more vegetables. That's just the way it goes. And if you stretch it, you also add in another stick of butter. Because when I use more, what I do is I add in more butter and I add in more broth and more vegetables. But I'll be right back to show you where I'm going from here. Okay, so I thoroughly mixed everything together here. And I'm going to go ahead and pour over our mixture here. Which is most of it. Mix it in, and then I like a creamy dressing. I don't like dry dressing. Mix it up real good. And the rest that you have in that pan, you can take it and continue to boil it. You take and add some more vegetables in it if you want some vegetables in your gravy, onion, bell pepper, whatever you want in your gravy. If you want more mushrooms in there, saute a few and pour those over in there too, and continue to have your gravy. You can season it as you please. I meant to tell you, I put in a fourth of sage, a half a teaspoon of sage, and a fourth teaspoon of poultry seasoning. And I did a little more seasoning salt to taste. You can do the same. It's up to you. I don't like my dressing salty. I like to taste my vegetables and everything that's in there. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and plate. Let me put this on this side and this on this side. And it almost made it. There it is. And I'm going to stick this in the oven for about 45 minutes until it gets brown. And there you have it. Is our dressing here.